So, how do you think you experience the world? It feels like your eyes are just little windows, right? Like you're just looking out and seeing reality as it is. But what if I told you that's not even close to what's happening? What if your brain is actually the one in charge, building everything you see, hear, and feel from the ground up? Let's get into how it pulls off this incredible magic trick. This is a question people have been asking forever. Philosophers have argued for centuries about whether what we perceive is what's really out there. And now, neuroscience is starting to give us some fascinating and kind of mind-bending answers. And the short version? Nope, not really. Let's break down why.
To really get this, you have to picture your brain for what it is. It's locked away inside a pitch black, completely silent vault. Your skull. It has zero direct contact with the outside world. No light ever gets in, no sound. It's just in there, in the dark. So if your brain is stuck in this box, how does it know anything at all? Well, it's constantly getting these streams of electrical and chemical signals from your senses. But here's the catch, and this is so important. Those signals are only the effects of what's happening. They're never the causes. Your brain gets the data that light hit your retina, but it has no idea if the cause was a lamp or the sun or a fire. It's always working with clues, never the full story. This massive, fundamental challenge actually has a name. It's called the reverse inference problem. And every single moment of your life, your brain is playing detective. It gets a clue, a sound, a flash of light, a feeling, and it has to guess. It has to infer backwards what most likely caused it. And this isn't something it does every once in a while. This is its full-time job.
Okay, let's make this super real. Imagine you hear a loud bang. The raw sound data that hits your brain is basically the same no matter what, but your brain has to guess the cause and fast. Is it a car backfiring? Okay, you can relax. Is it a door slamming? No big deal. Is it a gunshot? That guess, made in a fraction of a second, is absolutely critical because your next action, whether you just keep walking or you run for cover, depends entirely on it. So, if our whole experience is just one big guessing game, how are we so good at it? How do we get through the day without making constant, terrible mistakes? Well, your brain isn't just guessing randomly. It has an incredible secret weapon that makes it an expert-level predictor. And that secret weapon? It's your past. It's every single thing you have ever experienced in your entire life. All of it has been filed away, creating this gigantic internal library of information. So when a new signal comes in, your brain instantly scans that library to make a highly educated, lightning-fast prediction about what's causing it. So how does your brain actually use all that information? I mean, it's not just scrolling through individual memories. Instead, as our source points out, what it does is it creates a category. It pulls together all the similar instances from your past, bundles them up, and uses that bundle, that category, to predict what's happening right now and what you should do next. That prediction is your experience. So how do these categories work? Well, think about an apple. You could categorize it by its physical features, right? It's round, it's red, it's hard, it's crunchy. Simple enough. But what we humans do is something way more advanced. We create categories based on abstract function. So we'll think, okay, these apples are for baking a pie, but those ones are for making applesauce. And this one here is just for a snack. See the difference? We're grouping them not by what they are, but by what we can do with them. And that right there is the key to everything. This ability to look past the physical stuff and categorize things by their function. It's a genuine human superpower. It's the cognitive leap that allows us to stop just reacting to the world around us and to start, well, actively creating it. And this is where things get really wild, because this superpower doesn't just work for apples. When we all use this ability together, as a society, it lets us invent entire new layers of reality. These layers are just as real to us as rocks and trees. This is the incredible power of what we call social reality. I mean, just look at this piece of paper. Physically, what is it? It's some linen, some cotton, a little ink. It has basically zero value on its own. So why can you trade it for a car or a house or pretty much anything you want? It's because we, all of us together, have agreed to give it the function of value. This quote just nails it perfectly. Social reality is born in that moment when we all agree to give a function to something that it doesn't have on its own. The physical object, the piece of paper, the chunk of metal, it doesn't change at all. But its meaning, its power in our world is completely transformed just by our shared belief. And don't for a second think this is just some minor psychological quirk. We have used this exact ability to build the very foundations of our entire civilization. Money,
national borders, governments, laws, the whole global economy, none of these things actually exist in the physical world. They are incredibly powerful stories that we all agree to live inside. We have literally built our world out of ideas.
So let's bring this enormous concept all the way back down from the societal level to you personally. How does having this reality-constructing brain actually affect your own day-to-day experience of being alive?
Well, that very same creative power, the one that can build nations out of thin air, the one that combines bits of the past to create something new, we have a much more familiar word for it. We call it imagination. The very same mental tool that creates economies is the one that lets you daydream. But here's the thing. This phenomenal creative power, it's a double-edged sword. Our brains are prediction machines, which means they're constantly running simulations of futures that haven't happened yet and replaying pasts that are long gone. And because we're so good at creating these realities that are separate from what's right in front of us, it's really easy to get lost in them, to get trapped in anxiety about the future or regret about the past. And that makes it hard to just be here, now. And so this leaves us with a final, really profound question. Your brain's creative, predictive power frees you from being a slave to the present moment, but that same power can also disconnect you from it. So the real challenge for all of us is finding that balance. How much do you want to be constrained by what's going on outside that box in your head? And how much do you really want to be free of it?